Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
A continuación, Voces en Acción, el programa comunitario que informa a la comunidad latina. Voces en Acción, la verdad en acción. Voices in Action, the truth in action. Now, con ustedes, Jenny Ibarra.
Hi, this is Jenny with Voces en Acción. Let me talk to you guys about one of our sponsors, First Financial Bank. First Financial Bank can help your dream of becoming a homeowner true. The new affordable mortgage program at First Financial Bank can be a great option for those seeking to achieve this dream for themselves and their families. They are here to help you. For more information, call First Financial Bank at 936-439-1800 and discover how First Financial Bank can help you today. That is 936-439-1800. The American dream is at reach at First Financial Bank. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC. Hola, les habla Jenny de Voces en Acción y voy a hablar sobre un patrocinador de nosotros, First Financial Bank. First Financial Bank puede ayudar a cualquiera a hacer realidad un sueño de convertirse en propietarios de una casa. El nuevo programa de hipotecas asequibles de First Financial Bank puede ser una gran opción para quienes buscan alcanzar este sueño para ellos y sus familias. Ellos están aquí para ayudarle. Para obtener más información, llame al 936-439-1800 y descubra cómo First Financial Bank puede ayudarle hoy mismo. El número es 936-439-1800. El sueño americano está al alcance en First Financial Bank, prestamista de vivienda equitativa, miembro FIDC. Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, donde quiera que usted esté. Gracias por estar con nosotros nuevamente aquí en su show Voces en Acción. Y permítame darle la bienvenida a este año que quizás he estado entre muchos tipos de eventos y no hemos realmente enfocado en las cosas que están pasando este año. Como saben, este año también es un año electoral y vamos a hablar en todo momento durante de aquí a octubre de cosas políticas que quizás ustedes necesiten saber para poderse informar referente a cómo poder hacer las mejores elecciones para los dos tipos de elecciones, las primarias y lo que es las elecciones presidenciales que son en noviembre. Y al mismo tiempo dar las gracias a nuestro patrocinador, First Financial Bank, el banco de Conroe, el banco de la familia, el banco que se encarga de trabajar con nosotros, de darnos el apoyo, de tanto económico como financiero, al guiarnos cada día más. First Financial Bank está desde los 1900 y no se van a, es más, 1989, y no se van a ir del área de Conroe de Montgomery. Ellos están aquí, están creciendo. Cada vez más vemos cómo nosotros como hispanos vamos a las sucursales y trabajamos con ellos porque están siendo honestos en los productos que están vendiendo. Usted necesita algún tipo de préstamo, algún tipo de información, por favor, contáctelos. 936-439-1800, 439-1800. Estoy disléctica ahorita mismo. Y hable con ellos, hable con la señora Susie Woods, es la VP, y ellos tienen un programa para nosotros que venimos del exterior, que no tenemos seguro social o no tenemos, nada más tenemos el ITN number. Y si usted sueña conseguir una casa, hable con ella que le puede ayudar hasta un préstamo de $400,000. Gracias First Financial Bank por estar con nosotros. Good afternoon, good day, whatever you are. Voces en Acción here. Again, bringing you the latest information around the world, around everywhere. And at the same time, thanking you for being with us again today. I have to say that I've been in and out of a lot of commitments trying to get the community together, making sure that we're working together as a unity, trying to interpret and look for the right information and giving you the right information. This year, 2024, is a crucial year. We're starting with elections, primaries, and then, of course, the general presidential elections are going to be in November. Voces en Acción has to, by law, bring you the information so you to choose, because it's an educational show. We're not, and any of the information that we provide, we're not legally bonded to anybody or any candidate that will come here. I respect Lone Star Community Radio, and we're nonprofit, both of us. And we have to keep ourselves to make sure that our programming is completely clear and nothing out of that is not under the laws of the FCCA. So at this point, I'm just presenting my information, anything that it comes to us, and it's globally given to us. We translate it, we give them to you the information, and you make your own wise decision. That's what I do with the Hispanic community, and that's what I do as well with the Anglo community or anybody that speaks English. Today, I would like to thank First Financial Bank, of course, our sponsors. They're here since 1989, and they've been working with the community in Montgomery, and they will be able to continue working and growing with the Hispanic community and with anybody that doesn't have a Social Security, that has an ITN number, and is wishing to have an American house, American dream. Contact them, 936-439-1800, 936-439-1800. You can talk to Susie Woods. You can talk to anybody in the staff. Let them know that Voces en Acción send you to it, and they will be glad to help you. Remember, if your American dream is that close, talk to First Financial Bank, and they will assist you. Today, I have the honor and pleasure of bringing to my show, and it's been like crazy because his schedule and my schedule have never met, and we're trying to make it, and his wife makes miracles because his wife is, I always say, and I extend it, Dr. Bonnie Hoover is my coach, my personal friend and everything, and her husband is Skeetere Hubert, which he is the president of the board of trustees of Conroe ISD. So today we're going to talk to him about an update of everything that is going on with your kids, everything that they're getting in Conroe, how you can involve yourself, and how can you be more proactive to the education of your children in the Conroe ISD system. Hoy tengo el placer y el honor, nuevamente, como siempre lo he dicho, la doctora Bonnie Hubert. Ella es mi coach personal y amiga personal, pero hoy tengo el esposo, el señor Skeetere Hubert. Él es el presidente de la Junta de Directiva de Conroe ISD. Él se encarga de todo lo que es la asistencia y las leyes y todo lo que pasa, todo lo que se aprueba como presidente de la Junta. Y el horario de él y el mío siempre ha habido conflictos, y finalmente nos pusimos de acuerdo y hoy vamos a hablar sobre cómo usted se puede envolver con Conroe ISD y dar más el 100%, porque si usted es padre de algún alumno que está en Conroe ISD, si usted es abuelo de algún alumno, usted necesita saber lo que está pasando con ellos. So vamos a darle la bienvenida a él. Welcome, Skeetere. Thank you so much, and I'm sorry, our schedule one day, and I thank you so much, sir, and I know you're busy right now.
Absolutely. So well, just not too busy to at least get out and meet the people. I know we've been talking about this for a while, and we were very gracious to work with my schedule, so it is good to be here. I appreciate the opportunity and also your patience for working with me.
Dice que aprecia la oportunidad de haber venido aquí, que sabe que el horario de él está un complicado, pero que hemos tratado de trabajar en el horario, y que básicamente él está muy agradecido por la oportunidad de estar aquí hoy día. Skeetere, the Hispanic community is a family-oriented community. You're married to a Mexican, because Dr. Bonnie Hoover is Mexican, even though they see her güera, but she's very Mexican.
Oh, yeah.
And you know the upbringing, and you know the whole thing. Am I right? Can you tell us a little bit about your life, how everything is involved into where you are right now, so we get a little glimpse of the back and present?
Sure. So, I'll take it from the beginning. I grew up in San Antonio.
Okay. Le digo a él que él es, la familia, los hispanos somos bien orientados en la familia. Y queremos saber todo lo que la persona tiene que decir acerca de su familia y lo que ha pasado, lo que ha trabajado y cómo ha llegado a donde está. Él está casado con una señora que es mexicana, aunque la vean bien buena y bien bonita, pero es mexicana. Entonces, quiero que me diga un poquito de su vida. Él me dice que nació en San Antonio y se crió en San Antonio. So you're San Antonio bound,
Yes,
basically.
yes. So
That's
I
cool.
grew up in San Antonio, and my family is from South Texas as well. And so, if you can imagine the San Antonio down all the way to
The south.
Kingsville to the south, there is a heavy Hispanic culture. So I have grown up in the Hispanic culture. It's been part of my life. It's just been all of my life, and I've enjoyed it. I've had opportunities to just be around that culture. I can't tell you how many parades that we've been to in San Antonio, that the battle of the flowers and all of those types of things. It's just been part of it. And then actually, when I was a teenager, I would work at my family ranch in South Texas. And that's there was a lot of Hispanic workers that were down there, so I would be dropped off at 8 a.m, picked up at 5, and we worked together.
We're talking about South Texas,
Yes,
close
ma'am.
to the border, sir.
About 80 miles off from the border.
Padre Eterno. Okay, go ahead, sir. I
And
love
then
work.
and then but doing that kind of work, I got to learn Spanish, and I could speak Spanish. It was work Spanish. It probably wasn't conversational, but and there was probably some Spanglish that was in there as well. But we enjoyed it. It's been great. So yeah, and as you touched on, my wife, she is the second generation Texan. Her grandfather actually immigrated from Mexico.
Okay.
And has just a wonderful story of how he got here and what he did once he got here as well, serving in the military and going over to Italy as a medic in World War II.
Wow.
And fighting and then getting injured. And while he was injured, he was at the hospitals in Italy, fell in love with the nurse. They get
Your
married.
mother-in-law. And
So my wife...
thanks the Lord.
Yeah. So the two funny things is my wife she has Hispanic blood and
Italian blood.
So I have no chance.
Exactly. Bueno, él se crió en el sur, en San Antonio y el sur de Texas, donde la familia tiene sus ranchos. 80 millas aproximadamente del border de Texas. Siempre desde chiquito se acostumbró a ver lo que son las fiestas mexicanas, las parades, todo lo que son las comidas, toda la cultura. Para él se grabó eso y estar entre los hispanos, dice que ha sido magnífico. Es parte de su cultura, parte de lo que él hace. Él habla español, no perfectamente, pero lo habla y se mantiene con las palabras conversacionales básicas, pero lo hace muy bien. Y para él está en su cultura, en su vida, en su relación, el compartir con los hispanos en general. Porque sí, como le mencioné anteriormente, la señora Hubert, ella es hispana. Es más, la señora Hubert, el papá de ella es segunda generación. El papá vino de México y se enlistó y trabajó con las fuerzas y fue a Italia y fue herido en Italia y bueno, dio su pago como veterano de guerra de los Estados Unidos. Y en Italia conoce a la mamá de la señora Hubert. Entonces la señora Bonnie, que es la esposa de él, tiene tiene la sangre bien gruesa, hispana e italiana, y que no puede salirse de ningún lado. Él dice que está amarrado con eso ya. And so I saw the pictures of your kids,
Yes.
and your kids had this Anglo-Mexican mix, really straight, and I love it,
Yes.
And how the unified family that you have 3 kids, four
We have
kids,
four. We have
four
4
kids.
children.
And that's amazing. And then you have grandkids as well.
We have 2 grandchildren. That's
2
correct.
grandkids, and
Yes.
I love it. I just
They're
love
the
it.
best. They're the best. And my grandchildren, the oldest one, his father is from Chile.
Oh, chileno. Okay, so
yeah.
really blood.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, absolutely.
Entonces dice que tiene 4 hijos. Los 4 hijos, Leo, que yo los he visto y tienen ese rasgo hispano mezclado con americano, pero tiene los nietos, tiene 2 nietos también. La hija mayor está casada con un chileno y tiene bebés, así que automáticamente está en la sangre los hispanos en la casa de los Hubert. Sir, your education, you have your master's, you went through so much. You guys were both studying like crazy. I cannot believe, when I talked to Dr. Hubert and I had her and interviewed her, how many degrees she has, and she continued.
She does.
And you did the same thing as well. So it is amazing. What is it that gathered you to just inform yourself so bad that you wanted to study. It's like me. For me, I like that, but there's people that don't like that. So I wanted to know, what is it that captured you on the field that you are right now?
Yeah, so I have to go back to my father. My father grew up in South Texas, and he was extremely poor, poor, to the point where he was born in his home. They had to milk the cows or milk the goats to have subsistence. They butchered their own animals. I mean, it was very, very poor. And he told us that he felt like he didn't want to live like that, and the only way he could get out of that was to educate himself. Okay. So he studied hard, and he ended up going to Texas A&M. Okay. He became a veterinarian. He opened up a practice in San Antonio, and then met my mother, and we had 4 kids. And I just remember he was always telling me that the way out is through education. Was through education.
Le pregunto qué es lo que lo ha llevado a él a educarse. Él y la doctora son súper educados, son personas que trabajan para la comunidad y son personas que tienen maestrías, tienen doctorados. Ellos saben trabajar con la comunidad, saben educarse, leen constantemente, se informan constantemente, estudian constantemente. ¿Qué es lo que hacen? Porque eso a mí me fascina. Y siempre les he dicho a ustedes aquí en Voces en Acción que el que se educa no es esclavo de nadie. Automáticamente eso es lo que yo decía. Es que cuando estaba chiquito el papá le cuenta que de una familia muy pobre. Era una familia muy pobre en el sur, donde básicamente eran tan pobres que para ellos tenían que tener sus propias vacas para poderse alimentar y poder comer de la carne y poder alimentarse porque eran muy pobres. Y que el papá dijo sinceramente, yo no puedo vivir así, yo necesito algo mejor. Entonces el papá agarró y se estudió, llegó a estudiar y se graduó de Texas A&M con un doctorado en veterinaria. Automáticamente abrió sus clínicas veterinarias y de eso comenzó a trabajar, porque como trabaja con los animales, eso es lo que le gustaba a él y eso es lo que quería hacer él. O sea, el papá a los 4 hijos, porque se casó, tuvo 4 hijos, les enseñó que mediante la educación ellos podían ser mejor, educarse, salir adelante y crecer, no solamente emocionalmente o inteligentemente, pero también económicamente. Eso es lo que el papá le incluyó a ellos.
Yeah, and I'm going to try this.
Va a tratar en español.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cuando yo un niño, escuela was muy difícil. It was very hard.
That's good.
It was very hard, but I knew that I had to study hard. I had to do the things, and I had reading difficulties. I have dyslexia. I had a couple of things, but it just made it hard. So school wasn't easy. It was not easy. Studying was not easy. Pero muy necesito.
Muy necesaria.
Necesaria. It was very necessary for me to do those things. And I always knew that I needed to go to college. I needed to go to college and get a degree. Now, I will tell you that today in 2024, I think that there are ways to be successful without a college degree,
exactly.
100%. And we need to support those avenues because you still need to have an education.
Exactly.
But there's so many different trades that are necessary.
And they pay better sometimes at the same
Yes,
time.
ma'am.
And I'm going to be honest, you had a child out of my 3.
Yes.
The first one went through 4-year college. The third one is going to 4-year college. But the second one said no. And he's making more money than the other 2.
And it's very, yes.
Because he decided to be plumber, to do plumbing, to do electricity for him.
Yes.
That's what he wanted. He's making it.
Yeah,
you know?
and that was part of the problem is there was a movement over the, prior, so from 2018 and from 2020 to 2018, there was this movement in education to get everybody college ready. And you lost a group of kids that said, I'm not going to go to college. That's not what I want to do. And so what I've done on the school board is I have made avenues for our students to be able to get technical training, CTE, so they can have certificates of welding, cosmetology, of what is the
food management.
Yes,
and
all of those types of things.
Exactly.
EMTs,
Exactly.
They can get those things. And what we're seeing is kids can go into the workforce ready to go, get their experience, 4 to 5 years experience like they would in college.
After high
and
school.
guess what?
Wow.
They're also then going back to learn the business side of college. So they can open up their own
businesses.
How awesome is that?
That's amazing, sir.
It is.
Dice que él siempre pensó que él iba a ir a la universidad. Para él era muy difícil cuando estaba chiquito estudiar porque él era disléctico, cosa a la cual muchos de los jóvenes son dislécticos y tenía problemas de educación y le costó mucho, y lo habló, dijo, me costó mucho aprender. Pero él sabía que la única manera era educándose e ir a la universidad. en el tiempo que él creció, para ellos era muy importante ir a la universidad, pero ahora en 2024 nos hemos dado cuenta que muchos jóvenes no quieren tomar 4 años de universidad. Ellos quieren ir a las carreras rápidas, las carreras tecnológicas. Y las carreras tecnológicas están siendo muy, muy bien pagadas, muy remuneradas. Como le expliqué yo a él, Nantito, mi hijo mayor cogió 4 años, mi hija menor está terminando los 4 años. El del medio decidió que no, él quiere ser electricista y quiere ser plomero y está trabajando en eso y le está yendo bien en su compañía, está ganando mucho más plata que los que quizás personas que están dando 4 años de universidad. Entonces, era una necesidad en esos tiempos empujar al joven a que fuera a la universidad después de la escuela. Pero ahora, en la misma escuela, en el sistema de Conroe ISD, el doctor, el señor Hubert ha implementado en muchas de las facetas donde los jóvenes en las mismas escuelas pueden estudiar una carrera tecnológica manual que no necesitan ir a la escuela, sino que a la universidad, sino quieren, y pueden conseguir su certificación y pueden ir después a la universidad, agarrar los años de negocio, de business o de empresarial que necesitan y abrir sus propios negocios y ser completamente solubles económicamente. Eso es lo que están haciendo en Conroe ISD. Tanto se hablan sobre cosmetología, la certificación en cosmetología, por lo menos en Oak Ridge High School, tienen la certificación en cosmetología, tienen trabajar con madera, el woodshop o work, también mecánica, tienen un montón de cosas que el joven en la high school puede estudiar y puede agarrar para poder trabajar sin tener que hacer 4 años de carrera universitaria si no lo desea.
Even Conroe we have auto mechanic in Conroe. They're getting
Auto mechanic,
certificates.
tiene mecánica. Imagínense, en Conroe ISD, en el high school, tienen mecánica automatizada. Significa que el muchacho puede estudiar desde ahí para poderse graduar y trabajar como mecánico y ganar muy buen dinero.
So we believe at Conroe ISD that all means all, which means we need to create avenues for all kids to feel included, to feel important, and to get an education that's going to better them in whatever goals that they have, right? So it's not just one goal of college, it's how do you feel successful and what can we do to help promote you and support you in you being successful outside of college, outside of high school.
Ellos creen que la fuerza de lo que ellos creen en la administración de la educación de Conroe como distrito independiente es que el joven en todas las facetas, all means all, todo significa todo. Ellos en esa faceta agarran, hacen que el joven estudie, que el joven se produzca y se quiera a sí mismo, crezca, se eduque, no solamente sea adentro de la escuela, pero también fuera si él desea hacerlo, como él desee. Y eso es lo que hace que Conroe ISD sea una de las más prestigiosas distritos escolares que hay en el área norte de Texas, por ese tipo de legado que tienen. Sir, you guys have the best... and I was talking to your boss.
Yes.
I love him.
Dr. Noel.
Dr. Noel, amazing.
He's great.
The best employers of Montgomery County.
Yes.
You guys have the best retention of employees.
Yes.
That means you have the best perks. You guys keep the kids up to date in every single system. How do you guys manage all this?
Yes, great. So the acknowledgments are this. We are the 7th largest district in Texas.
Okay.
We're larger than the Boston ISD.
Boston ISD.
Boston
that's
ISD,
a big one.
Yeah. We are approaching San Francisco ISD. We are large. We are the 16th or 17th in the nation, but we are 7th in Texas. With that comes responsibilities. We are ranked number 2 in the state for fiscal responsibility and educational outcomes.
Okay, let me go
Yeah,
ahead and
please
explain
do.
that. El distrito de Conroe Independiente es el 7º en Texas, más largo, el 16 en la nación. Está tan grande como solamente el distrito de Boston. Boston tiene un Conroe ISD, un ISD, o sea, un distrito independiente, y nosotros estamos ya más grande que ellos, y a San Francisco le estamos llegando ya prácticamente. Eso abarca miles de hectáreas y de comunidades. We're talking about a bunch of acres of communities
Yes.
with people on it, with either high schools, middle schools, and
Yes.
junior highs. Wow.
69 campuses, 349 square miles. One of the largest geographical school districts in Texas.
349 square
miles.
349 kilómetros cuadrados, 69
69 campuses.
campus,
yeah,
69
72 schools.
escuelas, 72 escuelas, 69 campus. O sea, you guys are big, you're huge.
Close to 73,000 students.
Clase, ya ahora, and I'm going to say this, you guys grown kids in the last 2 years.
Yes.
Exactly. Están cerca de los 73,000 estudiantes en estos momentos. Pero le estoy diciendo a él que han crecido solamente en los 2 últimos años. Han hecho así que usualmente se recibían como 3,000 alumnos al año nuevos. Eso sería hasta 2021 por ahí. En 22 y 23 estamos hablando de 8,000, 9,000 alumnos. About 8,000.
Over the last 2 years?
The last 2 years, 8,000.
About 6.
6,000. 6,000
Yes.
each. Oh my God.
But
That's
ever
compared
since-
to what? 2021, which was 3,000 or 1,000 or something.
So what we had was prior to from 2014 to 2020, we had an average of 1,500 students a year.
1,500.
1,500 students coming
Oh
in,
my
new
God, which is
enrollment growth.
nothing.
Okay, and we thought it was a big deal, and then COVID hit, and then we
Okay.
actually did not have any growth.
Okay, that's good.
So 2021,
Okay.
we had 3,000 students come in, which we thought, okay, we missed a year.
So it's going to be
So it's
double
gonna
amount.
So we figured, okay, that's fine. 2022, 3,000 kids. 2023, 3,000 kids.
Padre eterno.
It changed. More and more
drastically.
kids drastically changed. And so now the new metric, if you have to understand that the average school district in Texas is 1,200 kids. We are the equivalent of having 2 school districts built every single year in Conroe ISD.
Okay.
That's how fast we're growing.
Okay. 2 high schools?
No, an entire school district is
district.
about 1,200 students. From elementary, junior high to high school makes up a school district. And outside of
And
Conroe,
standard one
in the state
is
of Texas, the
1,200 students.
average school district in Texas is about 1,200. We are getting 3,000 students
per year.
per year, which is the equivalent of we are growing by 2 Texas-sized school districts each year.
Padre
Todos los
eterno.
años.
O sea, básicamente un condado, un independiente escolar, un distrito dependiente escolar, normalmente son 1,200 estudiantes. Y estamos hablando de una escuela, estamos hablando de un campo completamente equipado con todo. Eso es lo que se llama un Independent District School System. Ahora, versus Conroe ISD, en el 2020, antes de la pandemia, recibían 1,500 estudiantes al año. Pasó la pandemia y quedaron en flat y no recibieron nada. 2021, 3,000 estudiantes. 2022, 3,000 estudiantes. 2023, más todavía. Y va creciendo. Entonces, ahora están en un propósito de decir que básicamente el tamaño de lo que se especificara como un distrito escolar es prácticamente el tamaño de Texas. Porque es grandísimo. Porque ya han sobrepasado la población y han tenido que estar construyendo escuelas extras y pidiendo bonos para poder mantener la población correctamente en cada uno de sus niveles. Sir, this is a bunch of work.
It is. So to go to your question, how do we do it? So we have the goal. The goal is to educate students and
Exactly.
make them better off than they were the day before they got there. So in order to do that, you have to find and recruit the best teachers that know how to connect with students, that love students, that know how to teach students, that know how to read the room and understand when things are being taught and when they're not being taught and make those adjustments. That's where it starts. And I would say that Conroe ISD has the best teachers that have the biggest hearts. You see it in their classrooms. We've been going around doing what are called ambassador awards, which is just acknowledging those teachers and students that go above and beyond, that really get it. And when we go into a classroom and and it's unannounced, it's great. It's a great surprise when we go in there and we give the award to the teacher, to see the kids light up from elementary all the way through high school. They love their teachers, and they love that they're getting acknowledged for the hard work they're doing. So that's where it starts. It starts in the classroom.
Caring your employees, the care of your employees. And not only the teachers, though, sir, the administration staff. O sea, I know everybody in your administration. And Rodrigo Chavez, which is one of my best friends, and I love him to death.
Great.
Rod is amazing, and he's doing an amazing job. And I know that I hope we can keep him. But it's like, I can mention Dr. Upshaw. Dr. Upshaw.
Dr. Upshaw.
Exactly, Doctor. I can mention so many of them in your administration that Dr. Knoll, that is leading all the stuff
because they love the students and they want them to be successful. And it starts there. And our administrators, when they go through their hiring process, those are the qualities that they're looking at before they look at their experience. What is it? Where is your heart? What is it that you want to do? And how can you connect with students? Once you get past that, let's talk about your degree. Let's talk about your education. Let's talk about your experience. All of those types of things.
Amazing. And I'm a proud mother of a teacher.
Oh, good.
So, I'm in Conroe ISD. My daughter is in College Park, and she has done an amazing work. She's working there, and to me, it feels like she went back to her alma mater. So that to her is amazing, and that's what you guys are having right now. You're having a lot of fairs lately, hiring teachers, hiring personnel. That means you're needing it. And my issue is that how your HR is doing this, because after Uvalde, teachers don't want to go to work. Yeah. They're afraid. After 2020 and the whole Kavang 2020, and then Uvalde came along, you guys are like, woo! Because teachers are dying on frontline. There's frontline employees. They're no longer like not only the paramedics or the doctors. Now teachers are frontline employees like policemen, and some of them, they need to be armed. New Mexico decided that all their Conroes, all the ISDs are gonna be armed, the teachers. How, and I love it, how you have kept this so secure, because sometimes I'm like, please don't let it be, Conroe.
Sure.
Don't, I'm just waiting that God protects every single campus of you guys, because it's close to me.
I can answer that question. I don't know if you needed a translator or not, but I can answer that question. So I agree with you. I do believe that God does protect our students and protects the righteous. But I also believe that God expects us to do everything we can personally to make sure that the protections are there in place.
Exactly.
And so those are the things that we do. The safety and security of our students is such a high priority that we are working our way to a one-to-one campus with police officers. So what we've done in the past is we have some elementaries that are kind of clustered together, and there is a police officer that is assigned that patrols all of those campuses. But that's not good enough for CISD.
Exactly.
And as a matter of fact, the state of Texas said we'd like for you to be one-to-one as quickly as possible. So that's what we're doing. We're hiring and having we're having them
police
there.
Officers as
we
well.
have safety checks. We have spot safety checks.
You love your classrooms as well.
We love our classrooms, and what's interesting is teachers have such big hearts. They always want to help, right? But training them not to help, meaning when someone comes to a back door, it's a parent or a kid, and they just want to be let in. They want to go over there and open the door and say, "How can I help you?"
Exactly.
And so training the staff that we can't do those things.
Anymore.
We can't prop doors open anymore. We have a dual entrance to every single school. If you've gone to one of the schools lately, you have to be buzzed in twice.
Not only buzzed in twice, you cannot go to the school to the classroom. The classrooms are locked.
That's correct.
So
we're making the students, they all have to wear an ID. And then some of them are fighting it and some of them aren't. But they all have to have an ID. So if there's a student that doesn't have an ID, they're immediately flagged by administration or a teacher to question, where is it? Why are you here? What's going on? So we've had to do a lot of training. We put fences up around every single school, and their the portables as well, at a certain height, and where they can't be climbed. And so there's a lot of stuff that goes on. We don't just sit back and hope. We actually put the plan in place to protect our students.
Le pregunto, Conroe ISD está especializado en tener los mejores alumnos protegidos, porque el sistema escolar está tan realmente evaluado del doctor Knoll y todo está, la doctora Upshaw y todas las personas que trabajan ahí, el señor Rodrigo Chávez con la comunidad, o sea, son esenciales en cada uno de sus proyectos. Le pregunto que cómo hacen en recursos humanos, porque ellos siempre tienen ferias. Ellos están contratando un montón de profesores en estos momentos, necesitan profesores. Y si usted está escuchando, y usted es bilingüe, y usted es profesora, por favor, vaya, aplique, venga. Se necesitan profesores que quieran amar a los niños, que quieran trabajar, porque cuando hacen la entrevista, básicamente no les interesa a ellos cuánta experiencia tiene usted. Ellos quieren interesar de cómo usted ama a los niños, cómo usted se desarrolla con los niños, cuál es su capacidad de amar a la comunidad, porque es la manera como ellos mantienen la retención de maestros. Quiero que sepan que la retención de maestros, hay maestros que yo conozco en Conroe ISD que tienen más de 30 años trabajando. Y le digo sinceramente, son personas que realmente aman a los jóvenes, aman a los niños, desde kinder hasta sexto grado, sexto año. ¿Me explico? Y simple y sencillamente esos maestros se han dedicado a trabajar en esta comunidad. Ahora, le digo, ¿cómo hacen con la seguridad? Porque vino 2020, todo fue en cámaras y todo fue completamente renovado. Y después los muchachos tuvieron que entrar de nuevo a las escuelas. Al entrar a las escuelas vino lo que pasó en Uvalde. Y nosotros, la comunidad hispana, ha sido bien pegada en lo que pasó en Uvalde. Y no queremos que se repita. Automáticamente el miedo de que siendo uno de los distritos escolares más grandes pueda ser vandalizado es terrible. Muchos padres me han preguntado si oyen y cómo están haciendo, qué es lo que están haciendo. Entonces, el presidente me está diciendo ahorita mismo del board que lo que han hecho es que han tomado medidas precausorias, han entrenado todo el personal. Si usted es maestra o es padre de familia, usted sabe que ahora cuando usted llega a la escuela tiene que tocar el timbre, tiene que ser entrada 2 veces a 2 puertas, le piden su ID, hay policías chequeando a ver si usted tiene hasta armas, todo eso lo chequean. Las puertas adentro de cada salón son trancadas. Eso significa que la profesora está adentro de la escuela, en el cuarto, durante 8 horas. Cuando les toca cambio, en la high school hacen cambio de un salón a otro, los jóvenes, pero en las elementales y en las juniors high muchas veces no lo hacen. En junior high sí lo hacen, en elementales no lo hacen, están trancados. Se tienen que estar trancados 8 horas con los maestros adentro, los muchachos. 8 horas, calculando que comienzan a las 8 de la mañana y terminan a las 4 de la tarde. En los breaks que tienen, van al lonche y todo lo que tienen que hacer. Entonces, ellos han implementado entrenamiento. Ya no tienen la mentalidad de que, bueno, hay una persona afuera, hay que abrir la puerta y preguntar, ¿qué pasó? ¿Cómo te puedo ayudar? No, ya no se puede hacer eso. Automáticamente la persona no le van a abrir la puerta. Y el policía va a venir por la parte de atrás porque tienen policías patrullando las escuelas de uno en uno. Ya no era como antes, que un solo policía patrullaba todo lo que eran las elementales, las high school. No, ya no se puede. Tienen 1 a 1, tienen hasta 2 o 3, dependiendo del área, policías en el lugar, y usted ve las patrullas por ahí. O sea, ellos han implementado, no solamente por decir o por lo que le han dicho, sino que han tomado acción en la seguridad de sus hijos. I love that.
And we had, so in June or July, this summer, we had 35 open spots for police officers. And you have to understand there's a lot of districts that are all trying to do the exact same thing.
Exactly.
So we're down to, I believe we have hired almost 25 police
out of
officers.
The 35.
Out of the 35. We've hired 25 new police
Dice
officers
que
so
en
far.
julio tenían vacantes para 35 policías nuevos añadidos a lo que se llama el sistema de Conroe ISD. Pero ahora dice que han contratado ya 25, o sea que quedan alrededor de 10 todavía vacantes. Si usted necesita, usted sabe de alguien que es policía, que quiere trabajar con el distrito escolar, se puede comunicar con ellos porque también están contratando. Conroe ISD transforma a su gente. Conroe ISD continúa manteniéndose a la vanguardia de todo lo que está pasando para protección de ustedes y de sus familias. Mm-hmm. Sir, that's a lot of work, and I applaud you, your staff, Dr. Null. Please, my sincere as a mother of 3 Conroe ISD graduates,
yes, ma'am,
and a mother of a teacher, I just gonna say thank you.
Well, you
because
bet.
The security is amazing, and I am happy that there's people that are working for our kids in that part of it. Mm-hmm. Now, when the parents are needing to know more about the laws and things that are going on, like books that they don't like, things study. How do they address you? How do they go to the board meetings? Are they allowed to do that, or they have to go through the PTA first? Can you tell us about that?
Yes, so there's a couple of different ways, and the answer is they can come directly to me, and a lot of people do, and that is perfectly acceptable. And if there are issues that I am not dealing with, I refer them back out to Dr. Knoll, and then he gets the people involved. So if someone's asking me about curriculum and they want to come to the board president, and usually it's through email. They'll send me an email. I do my absolute best to respond to every single email in a timely manner. Absolutely, because that's important. You have to be accessible. And I think that's extremely important.
Is that Skeetere.Hubert at Conroe ISD?
It's Hubert at ConroeISD.net.
Okay. Le pregunté cómo hace para ustedes como padres de familia si quieren comunicarse con ellos referente a alguna pregunta del currículum que sus hijos están estudiando. Yo espero que ustedes sepan lo que es un currículum. El currículum es la estadística, lo que es realmente el signo de lo que es lo que sus hijos están estudiando. Tanto de matemática, tanto de ciencia, tanto de no sé qué, lectura, todo eso, todas las clases que toman sus hijos. Si ustedes tienen alguna pregunta sobre un libro que a ustedes no les gustó o algo pasó que no les gustó, ¿cómo pueden comunicarse? Él dice claramente que con él directamente, usualmente la gente se comunica con él mediante un email. Él trata de contestar todos los emails que le recibe, porque se imagina el montón de emails que él recibe diarios, y mantenerse al día. Y si él tiene algo que no puede darle a la contestación, él lo pasa, sea al doctor Knoll, que es el superintendente, o a las personas que le corresponde el tópico que usted está pidiendo que se le responda. Pero él está abierto a contestar todas las preguntas que se le hagan. Significa que él puede hacerlo. Now, are they allowed to go to your board meetings?
100%.
Okay.
Yes.
Are they allowed to speak in your board meetings?
They are 100%.
Okay.
They have 2.5 minutes that they can come and speak. They can show up and they can speak about anything that is on their mind. It doesn't matter. It's uninterrupted, and they can say whatever it is they need to say.
Usted tiene alguna pregunta o algún caso o alguna cosa que usted quiera hablar directamente en la junta directiva, usted puede entrar a la junta directiva. Si usted es padre de familia, usted puede decir, por 2 minutos le dan la palabra para que usted explique lo que usted está pasando y qué es lo que pueden tomar la junta directiva referente a su caso y ayudarlo a asistir en ese caso. Porque no solamente es lo que usted va a decir, sino lo que ellos van a tomar acción para corregirlo. Esa es una manera proactiva de actuar para que la comunidad se mantenga unida en lo que son las leyes y la constitución de lo que es el sistema educativo de Conroe ISD. Así usted se empapa de lo que está pasando con los cambios, cuántas escuelas están abriéndose, cuánta plata se está gastando, todo eso lo está sabiendo, y al mismo tiempo usted está diciendo, ¿sabes qué me pasó esto aquí? ¿Cómo lo puedo corregir si nadie me está ayudando? Entonces, ellos le buscan la asistencia al hablar usted y tiene el permiso para hacerlo. Las puertas de la junta directiva están abiertas constantemente. When are you guys meeting usually?
Third Tuesday of every month.
Okay.
And it doesn't English, Spanish, doesn't matter. We'll have a translator if they need.
So it's the third Tuesday of every month. Okay.
Third Tuesday. February 20th is the next one.
El tercer martes de cada mes, usted puede hablar en español o en inglés. Si no puede hablar en inglés, ellos tienen traductores en la sala para poder hablar con usted. Y eso, ellos le dan la oportunidad para que usted se manifieste en su preocupación o en algo que a usted no le haya gustado. Okay? Sir, now, going to the PTAs. Mm-hmm. Are we as parents, is that a right for us to just go in and just belong to the PTA to make sure things are going on? Or it's just something that, because Hispanic parents, they don't get that involved in the PTAs. Okay. And I know that.
Okay.
Is that something that you suggest for us to
There's
do?
a couple of things that I would suggest, yes. So the school really needs to have the community involved. So whatever community that school is in, which is what I mean by that is the students that are going to that school, I believe the parents need to be a part of that school. They need to have their identity in there. They need to know what's being taught, what homework is being handled, what extracurricular activities are going on with music and sports or whatever the case may be. And the PTO is that angle for parents to be involved. But it's not the only one. There's something else that I'm a big proponent of is for our Hispanic men, specifically for our Hispanic men, is the Watchdog program.
Watchdog program. Let me go back in that.
Yes.
Él dice, y le estoy preguntando, la Asociación de Padres de Familias de cada escuela. Todas las escuelas tienen una Asociación de Padres de Familia, un PTA o un PTO. Lo tienen. Él dice que cada escuela, los alumnos y los padres, la comunidad misma, tienen que envolverse en el currículum del joven o de la niña, sea para las cosas de deporte o el estudio o lo que estén dando. Ese es el principio. Ustedes tienen que mantenerse en comunicación y saber lo que está pasando. Y la manera más fácil es mediante esas organizaciones, la Asociación de Padres de Familia, ¿ok? Y ahora va a hablar sobre el grupo de padres hispanos. Hay un programa que se llama Watchdog o Hombres Mirando. Eso es lo que vamos a hablar sobre eso. Watchdog, what is that?
Okay, so the Watchdog program is for men to be in the schools. So and it's at the
nice.
elementary level.
Elementary
So
level.
you can imagine that a tremendous amount of teachers at the elementary level
Are girls.
Are women.
Exactly.
They're women. And there are a lot of broken homes now where
Exactly.
mothers are involved and they're involved in the educational side of it. And so we have adopted this program called the Watchdog, and it's DOG, which is, oh my gosh, they're going to kill me for not knowing the acronym, what it stands for, but it's Dads something. Anyway,
Exactly.
but it's something about dads. And what it is it's men being in the schools, and they volunteer for the day, and they can help with a car rider line in the morning, during lunch, but they're in the hallways. And so when these kids are walking up and down the hallways, they're looking up and they're seeing a man, a dad,
Exactly.
and a male figure in education,
Exactly.
reinforcing education.
And that's elementary right now. There's not
Yes.
doing it in junior
No,
high or high school.
it's
Okay,
just at the
perfect.
elementary
Which
level.
is good.
It's great, and the kids they turn into heroes. Like the
Yes.
kids love they're out there. They'll play with them out at recess.
Exactly.
They're there as a male figure that's showing a positive
It
role
can be
model.
a grandpa. It can be somebody that is enrolled with it.
That's correct.
Volunteers that are loving to protect the kids.
That's correct.
They're so young in age and they're needing the help. And some of them are babies.
Yes.
I just, I'm going back to seeing babies suffering, and you don't want that. Those are elementary kids, 5-year-old,
don't.
6, 7 years old, 8, 9, 10 years old that are needing guidance.
Yes.
And that's not fair.
That's not fair.
It needs that.
And we have schools. I've done this presentation to a handful of schools, and in some districts, in some schools, they have a watchdog dad for every day of the week.
Every day of the week. That's good.
And then there are some schools that don't have maybe
Nothing.
4 or 5 watchdog dads for the year.
Wow.
So we would love to see
The
more
Hispanic
men, and there are Hispanic men that are doing this, absolutely, and
Exactly.
they're fantastic. But we
Exactly.
would love to have more
More
Hispanic
men,
fathers being in the schools to promote education and promote good father figures,
Exactly.
right? Because they see them and interaction with kids. It's just
Exactly.
awesome. So
Exactly.
we'd love to have that.
Ellos tienen el programa que se llama Perros de Vigilancia, Dogs, como perro de vigilancia, pero no lo dicen de esa manera. Básicamente son hombres de la comunidad, padres de familia, en las escuelas elementales del distrito, que se voluntarian para estar allí durante el día y cuidar y ser una presencia de padre en todo el sistema de la escuela, para que ellos, los niños, volteen y vean, dije, bueno, aquí hay un papá, y vean ese respeto. Hay muchas escuelas que tienen constantemente padres que están trabajando con la comunidad, pero él desearía que ese programa se extendiera y que muchos de los padres de familia que tienen tiempo libre, que puedan en la mañana, si tienen tiempo libre, son dueños de negocio, usted puede ir, estar 2 o 3 horas y mirar cuando están en la cafetería o cuando están entrando, estar pendiente de lo que necesitan los niños, hablar con las maestras y ayudar, porque la mayoría de las maestras son maestras mujeres. No hay muy pocos profesores hombres en el distrito, entonces automáticamente necesitamos tener también la presencia del hombre como padre responsable que quiera dar un poco sobre su tiempo para el beneficio de todos los niños, compañeros de su hijo que está en la escuela. Así que él dice que quisiera que ustedes se envolvieran en eso. Ellos, no importa que no hable inglés, ellos tienen traductores, ellos ayudan con eso. Así que hablen su escuela, con las directoras. They need to talk to the principals, am I right? If they want to do the watchdog.
Absolutely, yeah. Just reach out to the principal.
Okay. Hable con la directora, fírmese y llegue allí y acuérdese que los niños lo necesitan. Sir, is there anything, because we're almost closing the show right now.
I will say this. I loved coming here today because typically, as a school board president, I'll be honest with you, a lot of the questions I get are a lot of technical. What's the budget? How are we spending our money? What are the policies and procedures? But the line of questions you've asked have really been what I would call boots on the ground. How are the teachers? How are the kids? How do we support the kids? How are we protecting the schools?
Exactly.
What are we doing there? How can parents be involved? And I love that, because that really is that, to me, that really brings out what I have always witnessed through my life experiences through the Hispanic culture. Is it's about the family.
Okay.
Education thrives in families. So how can the family continue to support these schools? And I appreciate you letting me answer it that way.
It's a pleasure, sir, because I try to, I'm focusing, as you know, Voces en Acción is focused on the same thing, Lone Star, in the community itself.
Yeah.
So we need to ask those questions. We need to put out there those questions that I never discuss,
Right.
and make sure that our leaders, like you, or our government leaders, are watching and saying that these shows are really promoting the community unity. That's what I want to.
Yep.
And it's an honor having you, sir.
Oh, same here.
Para nosotros es un honor tenerlo. Él dice que él le gustó, que las preguntas que le he hecho le fascinan, porque usualmente cuando le llaman, le mandan correos, siempre son de estadísticas, de números, de budgets y todo lo demás. Y él dice que realmente no son este tipo de preguntas, y estos son los tipos de preguntas que hay que hacer, porque la comunidad tiene que mantenerse unida. Le doy las gracias por estar con nosotros en estos momentos, y le otorgo este tiempo de esparcimiento para que reflexione lo que usted puede hacer por Conroe ISD. No lo que Conroe ISD puede hacer por usted. Porque ya somos muchos, hay muchos niños. Y muchos niños necesitan un padre o una madre que no lo tienen, y necesitan alguien de apoyo, un mentor. Vaya, envuélvase con Conroe ISD, que no va a perder nada. Va a ganar mucha experiencia y mucho amor. Muchísimas gracias por estar con nosotros en Voces en Acción, y nos vemos en nuestro próximo show. Thank you, sir, for being with us.
Ma'am.
Thank you, guys, for being with us again. Thank you for developing your relationship with Conroe ISD. Please join them, volunteer, do anything, monitors, anything. They're needing help. You're needing work, be hired by them. You will not regret it. Thank you so much, and have a good day. Bye-bye. Hey, this is Jenny from Voces en Acción. First Financial Bank can help those who wish to purchase their own home but do not have a Social Security. Their ITN home loan can be a perfect option for those in that situation. They're able to be reached, and they can help you at 936-439-1800. That number is 936-439-1800. The American dream, it is at the reach with First Financial Bank. First Financial Bank, it is an equal housing lender, member of FIDC. Hola, soy yo, Jenny, de Voces en Acción, y vamos a hablar sobre nuestro patrocinador, First Financial Bank. First Financial Bank le puede ayudar a quienes desean comprar su propia casa, pero no tienen un número de seguro social. El préstamo hipotecario de ITN puede ser una opción perfecta para quienes están en esta situación. Estamos aquí para ayudarles, y los puede contactar al 936-439-1800. El número es 936-439-1800. El sueño americano está al alcance con First Financial Bank. Prestamista de vivienda adquisitiva, miembro FIDC.
Esto fue Voces en Acción, el programa comunitario que informa a nuestra comunidad latina. Voces en Acción, la verdad en acción. Voices in Action, the truth in action. Hasta nuestra próxima edición.